It's that time again. Time to review what happened in the North Okanagan's real estate market for March of 2023, and we're starting now. I'm Lisa Salt with RE/MAX Vernon Salt Fowler with the latest info on Greater Vernon and the North Okanagan's real estate results for March. Let's look at the real estate stats, which rounds out our first quarter, and then let's look at some of the trends. Starting off with the number of sales for the month of March. The sales came in at 148, better than February, which was 108, and better than January at 64. However, still down 47.14% from the 280 sales the North Okanagan had for March 2022. As a summary, let's also look at February and January for 2022 so you can see the difference year over year for the first quarter. February sales 2022 were 194 and January for 150. So you can see we've had quite a big adjustment this quarter over last. So that's a bit depressing. Let's move on from that. I don't want to look at that anymore. Let's look at the inventory for the first 3 months of the year. We ended off March with 853 listings on the market, up from February at 837, and then up from January at 815. Looking again at last year for the first 3 months, March 2022, inventory was 547, February 512, January 532. So that's a huge increase. In fact, for March, that is an increase of 64.05%. This is your classic market shift. What we're experiencing in the marketplace for the last few years was a shortage of listings and an abundance of buyers. Now we have the exact opposite. We have an abundance of listings, or what is turning into an abundance of listings, and way fewer buyers. And as a result of that, basic economics tells us once again, when supply goes up and demand goes down, there's pressure on prices. The benchmark price for the North Okanagan single-family dwellings for the month of March 2023 was $728,000. March of 2022, the benchmark price was $779,700. That translates into a decrease of 9.2%. Kelowna, I guess the Central Okanagan, by the way, their benchmark price is down 14.3% to $1,001,500. And the Shuswap Revelstoke area is down 8.5% to $684,000. Let's look at some of the other housing types. Let's look at townhouses. Townhouses in the North Okanagan, the benchmark price was $578,200, and apartments $309,600. So what does all this mean to you, whether you're a buyer or a seller? Well, I'm going to tell you shortly. However, before I do, if you're interested in more info on what's happening in the market or on Vernon in general, please make sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video, as we're posting new real estate videos on this channel every single week. On this channel, we give you the straight goods on Vernon and the whole Okanagan Valley, our ultimate Four Seasons paradise. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days or just curious about the area that we call home, be sure to call, text, or email, and just add salt. Continuing on, absorption crept up over 20% in March, 20.44% to be exact, from the 17.17% last month and 13.39% in January. That is a good thing. That's how much of what's on the market got absorbed with sales last month. That keeps us back in that balanced market territory. Now, talking to our realtor associates all across Canada, many of the major centers are seeing multiple offers again. That is encouraging. Even though their inventory is coming up, it's not coming up fast enough to keep up with the early spring market demand. And I feel that we're starting to see a bit of that now in our market. We're seeing some multiple offers, and although many of the offers, the houses aren't necessarily selling over list price, we certainly aren't seeing the frenzy that we had a while back. However, the market does feel pretty decent, and we have much more hope for the second quarter. And we're just going to kind of forget about the first quarter results. Now, what does this mean to you as a buyer? More on the market is good for you. And although interest rates have been inching up, you can understand why, because when you look at the price of food and gas and eggs and nearly everything, inflation is definitely a problem and needs to be dealt with. And that's why the interest rates are increasing. However, one of the things they're trying to slow down, of course, is the housing market. which means for you to purchase right now, the interest rate is going to be higher than it was in the past. Saying that though, you can still get into a mortgage for less than 5%, which is still historically so low. I realize it's more difficult right now with the higher interest rates, as a stress test is of course also much more onerous right now, and we are seeing far too many people that are not being approved for their mortgages. However, the only thing I can advise you right now for you as a buyer is just make sure you can afford what you're looking at. There's just no point walking into a house, falling in love with it, only to find out that you can't afford it with the higher interest rates. Give us a call. We will hook you up with a mortgage broker who can help make sure you're not wasting your time, and it will help you avoid the heartache of falling in love with a home and not being able to buy it. Sellers, the market seems to be evening out a little bit for you. We felt like we were in a bit of a free fall for a while, and that was pretty alarming. However, although there's much more on the market than there was at this time last year, and even though the sales were abysmal this first quarter, it does feel like things are improving. Like I said before earlier in this video, we're seeing some multiple offers, and if your home is presentable, priced right, and exposed well, then you should have no problem selling in this market. However, if one of those things is out of whack, it will be much more obvious to a buyer than it was when people were buying out of sheer panic. Now they have the opportunity to sit back, watch, and wait until they see what they want and until they see good value. And if you want to know what good value would be on your house and what the benefit is of full exposure in the sale of your home, give us a shout. We would be happy to provide you with a complimentary market price analysis of your home. Making a mistake though, this is a pro's market. You do want to ensure that your home is marketed professionally and any offer is negotiated professionally. Make sure to call the pros. See you next month.